What's going on, people? What's going on, Sever, bro? Hey, yo, guys, welcome to Commonclass Live. Gonna try to do this most weekends. First up, we're gonna run with Sever. How you going, bro?
What's cracking, Rosie?
Yeah, nothing much, man. How's life in Perth? How's quarantine? How's the kids? Yeah. Yeah, well, first off, I gotta apologize to you, bro, because I fucked up with Perth timing. Hey, screwed your whole situation up.
It's all good. It's all good.
First off, like I give a fuck. Congratulations on your album drop.
Cheers, brother. Yeah, it was received a lot better than what it would be.
Well, fuck, your network's dropping out a bit. I want to actually ask you sort of about your recording technique, recording process. That compared to like Bloodshot Eyes, you know, like is it different recording this album to your older one?
Yeah, Bloodshot Eyes was real methodic in the sense that I put a lot of pressure on myself to put together a project that kind of ticked all the boxes. There has to be a party track. There has to be, like a radio track. There has to be this and that shit. And it just put a lot of strain and stress on the whole project. And it drew it out like 4 years or something like that. It was ridiculous. Like,
made you overthink every element, eh?
Oh, yeah. And in the end, yeah. Like when it came to like I Give a Fuck, like I had a breakdown in the last 2 years, and it all just flowed out a lot naturally from there. And the whole concept of Like I Give a Fuck is like I'm going back to basics and started writing music for me. And the reason why I started writing was it was therapeutic, and because of my bipolar, like when I came off my medication, I struggled for ages because I didn't want to be on the medication because I had anxiety medication, but I was anxious about the long-term effects of the medication, and 100%, so
coming off them as well.
I come off the pills, like Lexapro and all that, and Valium, and it's like, and Seroquel and the withdrawals, and then you go into these, you have these manic episodes, and it's hard to deal with. And the music came at just the right time. I met Shell, and he has panic disorder, so we're kind of a bit of a support group, and just started kicking it from there.
How do you guys go about recording together? Like, I've seen you on tracks and all that. It looks like you've got a good mateship going. Do you know what I mean? The whole TPW crew. But how are you working together? Like, when you get together, is it a lot of fucking around, or do you all get down to business, or do you know what I mean? Like, how does it go?
I think it's good to be the one that's not in the booth.
Yeah, hard.
We get in the studio, whoever's in the booth misses out on all the fucking banter. So
yeah, right.
But no, it's pretty good. When we do eventually all get together, it's meant, like we haven't, it's usually the posse tracks we all get together the most, but other than that, we usually just kick it.
And do you guys hang heaps like outside of music? Do you guys like chill heaps and that?
Yeah, like I make an effort to catch up with the guys when I can, I don't see Defect as often because he still lives down past Armidale ways towards Byford, and so it's a fair distance. But I catch up with Cogs when I can too, because I drop my son off to his mum. And
were you early in the crew? Like, were you and Complete sort of the first offs in TPW, or did you join a bit later? Or
so I always loved Oz hip hop, and I used to mess around a bit writing and stuff, but I never really did anything. But it wasn't until Defect started showing me some tracks he'd recorded on his MP3. I was like, that's not you. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, fuck off. And I'm listening some more, and I'm like, that's mint. And then he told me about Shell, who we met on an online forum called Let's Beef. It's pretty much where you can battle each other, diss, lay tracks and shit like that, or do text battles. And he took me to meet Shell, and I met him when he was like 14 or something like that. And yeah, we just started kicking it from there. Like instantly clicked. We just got along, and yeah, we defected. Shell made the chord, and yeah, from there on.
Hard. And I wanted to ask you too, why don't we see your head around Sydney and shit so often? Like, I met Complete just about a month ago or something, but on the tours and that, I'm keen to see you as well, and the whole psych ward. Why don't all the boys come as well?
How much time do we have?
As much time as you want, man.
Well, there's a number of reasons. First off, is I've never been a huge fan of touring. Like I said, I like making music for therapeutic reasons, just for the mental health, to vent and all that kind of stuff. But there's just this like I get this greasy feeling from the scene these days, where it's like I don't know, like people that come to shows and stuff. Like I from a business point of view, I love and respect all my supporters. I love, but yeah, like I said, from a business point of view, I give out a product, and if they want it, they purchase it. There's no real contract of friendship, or that I'm going to come out and do tours, or you owe it to us, or anything like that. But it's like you go to shows these days as well, and you got people who've got no respect. Like I love graph. I was graphing when I was younger, but I started doing this obviously, and but graphers will come to venues and bomb the venues and stuff like that, or there's always like fights, and it's like I've got a family, and I don't need to be locked up like having grills, some dude
100%. And coming with the disrespect side of things, I remember when I did see Complete and Omac and the boys not too long ago in Sydney. It was the same sort of thing. The boys would come out for a cigarette, you know what I mean? And everyone would just start fucking clamming around them and shit like that. Bro, let them have a cigarette, you know what I mean? Like, let them do their shit. They had to hide up the road, and that's not fair.
I guess it comes with it when you put yourself out there like that. Like, if you're going to go over smoke out, you gotta expect that. But it's just like it's more the people that come to the show, and it's like this is a venue that's letting you use their venue to come and show everyone a shot, your music live that they love and support. But then dudes are going to come, pay a ticket, come and bomb up the venue, and the venue's not going to have shows there anymore, and you can't come. And I'd much rather just stay at home with my family than go to some show, have some dude graph up and lose me money, and me end up breaking his jaw and getting locked up. Like, really, you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
Like, it's all good, like. And Big Grill's did his time and stuff, but it's like I got a family, and I know they rely on me for work, and it's like I'd much rather go to work and have it in my control to release music, go to work, and not be put in that situation. Because and this is something that I've learned over the years with my mental health is I used to be Shell says to me all the time, he goes, man, like, you've chilled out so much more over the years than you used to be. And it's like it's all just finding out what works for me, releasing my music. I don't need a tour, and sometimes I find that it becomes it is a bit of a scene sometimes, where you get people who come to shows and they'll be in the front row, they'll be waving their hand up and down, moving their mouth to a song I've never performed before.
Yeah,
I've never released, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I feel like stopping the song and going, oh, come on, oh, this guy knows the words, come on, jump up,
Yeah, sing it for me, come on.
I can't fuck with that fake shit like that. It's the same as that's why I'm not successful in my career at work, is because I can't put on a smile and pretend to be mates with someone. If I don't like them, they know that they can tell. And it's just the way that I am with the music as well. It's like, and who knows, I might tour sometime, but or do a show here and there, but it's not really important to me at all.
You don't need it.
I know that that's where the money is. I could make a lot of money, but it just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, 100%. It's not all about the money at the end of the day. I can see you actually love fucking making the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost...
If it gives you a living, then it's good. But if it doesn't, then it is what it is.
Yeah, it's the outlet, you know, and that's what I can't forget is that's why it's important to me, and I lost myself with Bloodshot Eyes, where I was trying to, you know, there was some bangers on Bloodshot Eyes. Don't get me wrong, you know, like my favourite one is probably Needleful of Drano with Taunts, you know, like just the kind of gritty tracks that resonate with me.
Because that's like, actually what I thought the name for I Just Don't Give a Fuck came from, was like how much effort you might have put into Bloodshot Eyes, and then the next one just sort of like, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be me, right. And that's it.
And I don't know if not many people would pick up on it, but the way that I did the artwork for Like I Give a Fuck was 100% to mock Bloodshot Eyes. So if you look at the Bloodshot Eyes cover, it's me. It's all like fancy and shit like that. And then the next one is just like, it's just taking the piss. It's like, I don't give a fuck, you know, and it's more just raw and honest. And I honestly really didn't think it'd be received that well. And the reception it's got, I'm overwhelmed and appreciate it all.
Bro, like you saw with my reaction to Douse, man, I was not expecting the rawness, like the just pure raw. Like it really smacked me in the face, just how it didn't suck my energy, but in a sense it did, because it was just so like intensely raw. Do you know what I mean? Like you could see everything you had in your head at the time.
I half expected it to be consuming in the way that people will generally relate. Everyone, you know, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your religion that you believe in, what country you come from, what age you are, you know, your race, anything like. And I did last minute, did that. It was literally that afternoon I decided to do that clip, and I actually had that track written after I had it waiting for the next project pretty much. Like
and then decided to drop it.
Because I kind of, I finished Like I Give a Fuck, and I was kind of, I've had this overwhelming feeling of, it's like, you know, like, well, what now? You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's something that I've always thought about as well, like, because, not delving too much into my past, but my parents were kind of almost cult Christian, and like I haven't seen them for over 15 years, I think it is. And I
got that feeling from Hellfire. Hey, I was going to ask if you went to a Catholic school or if you had something like that.
No, never. I moved around heaps. I went to heaps of different public schools. Like I went to Forestdale, I went to Chalice, I went to Woodlapine. I went to Cecil Andrews Senior High School. Sounds nice, but it's not that great. Like, pretty public high school. Like it's because I was living West Armidale. I wasn't close enough to Armidale High, but yeah, like it's just something that's at the back of my mind. It's like because you know you do get those feelings when you struggle about ending shit. You know what I mean? But you think to yourself, what do you leave behind, and where am I going? And if that is at the back of my mind, well, what is my purpose? What can I be doing now to make sure that I'm on track and doing what I should be doing, so that I'm not having those thoughts? You know what I mean? How can I feel that level of worth and belonging, rather than that hopelessness that's going to make me do something stupid?
So feel the void. What can you do to feel that emptiness about you?
So although I am atheist, I do ask the question, what is... Everyone has that question in the back of their mind. I think that's why people relate to that track too, is kind of everyone has this sense of where they want to feel like they kind of belong to something, or they have a purpose, but most of the time we don't know what the fuck that is. And we sit there thinking, what is my purpose sometimes? And that's what it makes you think, you know. And I guess when I talk about, you know, like I'm like, if there is a God, you know, what is my purpose? It's you're talking about, if there is something out there, if there is some grand design, what part do I play in it? Because I'm feeling hopeless as fuck and I don't feel like I belong, and a lot of people feel that, you know, and I guess that's why people kind of relate to that track.
100%. And then in these darker days too, everyone's going to need something to sort of get them through, in a sense.
And that's the thing with the music, is like it's one of those weird things. When we're depressed, we seem to gravitate towards depressing songs. When we're angry, we look for something that pumps us up. Like how many people
100%.
listen to like fight music by D12, like when they or Eminem, angry tracks, you know, when they want to get pumped up, or your boy just called you up, someone's threatened to stab him. You know, and on the way you're pumping some fucking hard shit, you know what I mean? And then when you're
drive or something, fucking G'ing up.
And when you're alone, when people are alone, that's when they listen to the real music, the music that resonates with them. And when they're down or they're depressed, it's the music that we listen to. And it's like that line Eminem says. He goes, what is it? They say music can talk, alter moods and talk to you, but can it load a gun, pull it, cock it too? And he's got the other one that goes, music can be great or it can degrade. You know,
100%.
Like it's just one of those things that people just resonate with real music.
Yeah,
that talks
music speaks to anyone, no matter what generation, no matter what culture.
I think that's why this release has been received well. Is it just because I think it relates to everyone on a broad spectrum, rather than that's a cool party track. You know, that's a launch track. That's nice to listen to. It's like a radio track. It's just kind of like, that talks to me.
But I find them part time tracks, like they're tracks you can pump and then you forget. But then the ones that actually resonate with something inside you, they're the ones you always go back to when you need whatever it is they're talking about or whatever it is that resides in you that you relate to.
Well, and I hope that that's what the majority of this release will be for people is something that they turn to, you know, because and it's one of those things. It's like, you know, you're feeling down. Why would you listen to a down track? Well, because you want to feel like someone relates to you and understands what you're going through, and that's what I hope that it is for people. It's kind of like a safety net to catch people when they're falling. You know what I mean?
100%. I think it is received that way, dude. You've done really well. I'm going to leave you to it now, brother. I'm going to let you get back to your family and quarantine life.
Yeah.
It's been really awesome to talk to you, bro. I hope to meet you one day in the future, huh?
Yeah, if I'm in Sydney, I'll hit you up for sure.
100%, bro. Same if I'm in Perth. Catch ya.
Cheers, bros. Catch you later.
Peace. Oh, what's going on? Everyone who's entered, what's happening? Next up, we got Mr. Alerts, OG in the scene from down in Adelaide. Let me just hit him up and see if he's ready to receive.
I'm here, mate.
What's going on, brother?
Good,
Hey,
bro.
man.
Good. Not bad, not bad.
I've been catching all your recipes with alerts on your story. You give me some good ideas for dinner and shit.
Yeah. Trying to stay active on lockdown, so just trying to keep my mind on the job.
100%. You haven't started knocking down your house or rebuilding parts of it or anything like that yet?
No. I actually started renting. I actually live up in Brisbane now, so I'm in Brizzy. But when I first moved up here 5 months ago, I started renovating it. And,
Whereabouts in Brizzy do you live?
I live north of Brisbane in Redcliffe.
Oh, yeah. I got a mate that lives in Cleveland up there.
Yeah, towards the Sunshine Coast. So, but it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like halfway in between, so I've got access to Brizzy, access to Sunshine Coast. It's good.
Yeah, I grew up, I actually spent a few years on the Gold Coast down in Mermaid Beach, Mermaid Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good, nice spot up here, that's for sure. A lot warmer than Adelaide.
Yeah. 100%. So let me get into. I want to talk to you about how you met artists like Razcaf and Razcats and shit in Cali. How did you even hook all that up?
Well, it was pretty much, I met him through DJ Sanchez in Adelaide. He was like promoting a lot of gigs, local gigs and international gigs. Obviously, he runs a lesson down there, the radio station. But, I managed to link up with him through him, and ended up while he was on tour and stuff. He ended up coming to stay at my place, and we just got along really well from the get-go. So
that's hectic.
Yeah,
straight up, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Like some people, like I've met a lot of international artists over the years, and some you get along with, some are fucking up themselves and snobby, and I
even get that with the Aussie scene at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
I got some artists there, like you got yourself and Sever and a few other boys. They're hectic, but then a few others are just up themselves and won't even talk to you.
Yeah. But Ras was just like so easy to get along with, and we just clicked really well. And we ended up doing recording a collab together with Simplex. Was on the hook. He produced it. And yeah, we just always said that, you know, next time he came back from Australia, that yeah, we're gonna do the film clip to it and knock it all out and get it done.
Yeah, that's Simplex from Terra Firma, hey.
Yeah. So it's probably one of the biggest tracks that I've been involved with and that I've written. And I've been sitting on it for 12 months, just hanging to drop it. But obviously, I think if I'm going to drop it, it needs to be done the right way. It needs to be done with proper visuals.
Yeah, it needs to touch down right, well received. Yeah,
and also having Raz on Aussie soil, I think. And yeah, just recently we found out that his visa's been approved, but it's pretty shit timing, obviously, with everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah, all the borders shut and everything.
So yeah, but yeah, we're hoping to get him back here next year.
Yeah, that'll be hectic.
And last time he came down, we did. There was 2 shows. I went on tour with him. I supported him in Melbourne, so he did the Adelaide and Melbourne show. And yeah, this time would be great to, you know, maybe Sydney, Brisbane. You know,
and you've been in the scene for a while now. Like, what other boys have you hit up, like, supported and toured with in your career?
Pretty much. I've mainly been based, like, focused on Adelaide. I've been to Hobart and done a couple of gigs over there with Brilliant stuff. I've performed in Melbourne, but it's mainly just been all Adelaide. Like, pretty much, you know, most of the big names that have come to Adelaide, like from the States in the last 5 years, I've been up to support. So
yeah, that's hectic.
Like, you know, Slick Rick and Raekwon the Chef and who else? G Unit.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, there's been a lot over the years. So I think it's really
how are those boys behind the scenes? G Unit boys. Did you end up getting to like hang with them much?
No, I didn't really hang with them much. I hung with them a little bit beforehand. I didn't really get to hang with them much because I've been known to, you know, kick on pretty hard after I get off stage.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably sort of the opposite of what the last interview was. I love the tours and I love, you know, getting amongst.
Yeah, hard. Getting amongst the boys and the crowd.
Yeah, I love all that shit. So yeah, I'll have a ball.
Shout out to Big Striker Promotion. He said you did the Cursor show down in Tassie last year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh fuck, I forgot about Curse. What am I doing?
And how was that after show, bro? Did you go hard with the Cursor boys?
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, no, look, Cursor's a fucking legend. Me and him get along really well. I supported him down in Adelaide as well. I'm actually spewing the tour got cancelled this year.
Yeah, hard. You know, you on the book again?
Him and Ray are fucking, like, absolute fucking legends, you know what I mean? I get along both really well, so it was very disappointing to see all those tours get cancelled this year, so...
Hey, postponed. They'll be back.
Yeah, they'll be back.
There's going to be an after.
Hopefully it all gets it's going to be a massive year in 2021. Like, it's going to be huge for music.
We've basically written off 2020, bro. It's going to be just a wipeout.
And I think what most artists are doing is they're just like, well, I know I've been fucking writing all like the last 3 days. Like, most artists are just working on their craft, working on tracks. You know, I've been in the recording booth a couple of times. Like, I've already got 4 tracks ready to drop clips to. Like, I'm raring to go.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. It is like an obligated excuse to record and write.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So, but
that's awesome.
A bit slow with it at the start, but moving to Brisbane's given me an opportunity to really focus on my music and get all that done without distraction. So yeah,
have you got any future projects in the pipeline with anyone worth naming? Any you know, anything you can touch on as we go?
Yeah, I've got two. I've got one that I'm looking forward to doing in Sydney, which is going to be a pretty big one. Yeah, but that's going to be like later on in the year.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, there's an artist from over there I really, really respect, and I can't wait to. You know, I've already.
But that's hectic. It's hectic bringing up from ADL up into Brisbane. Now you're going to be rocking down with Sydney artists. It's mixing the pot, getting everyone together. That's hectic.
Yeah, no, I like it. You know, it's something I love doing. And you know, I've released 3 singles now. Well, the last one was With Purpose. I've got another solo I'm going to drop. But yeah, I've got a few collabs in the works, and I can't wait to get them out. I enjoy collabing with people. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, hard. I've actually got a reaction I'm going to drop soon to your, was it Southside video that you did?
Yeah, that's a new one. Yeah. I got that beat off of Suffer actually from the Hilltop, so it was pretty.
Yeah, shout out Suffer. That's hectic.
Yeah.
How's he as a person?
I was really stoked at that. So But
how's Sever as a person? We haven't seen much from the boy.
Nah, he's a really nice guy. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he's
He comes across as down to earth and just easy.
Oh, 100%. They've stayed, considering how much they've blown up, those guys have stayed really humble.
100%. They're worldwide.
And they've paved the way, you know what I mean? Obviously, in newer times, Cursor has, taken on that role for a lot of the underground side of things. But from the get-go...
But coming from, like, Bias B and Hunter and stuff, then you got Hilltop Hoods that actually put the bricks down and actually set up somewhere where you can actually, a stage we can get on. Right. And then Cursor just changed the way that stage works, but...
Fucking oath, definitely, man. No, it's been good. There's been good things that I've seen that have changed about the hip hop scene over the past 10 years, and there's been bad things as well that I don't think. I won't get into that, but
100%. 100%. The last 5 years has been a big shift in Aussie hip hop.
Yeah.
That I've seen. Like it's gone a lot. It's very different over its course of life. The last 5 years has changed the most. I think.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the ride, man. Like I'm looking forward to releasing, some more different styles. Like if you notice with my film clips, every single, not two of my tracks sound the same.
Are the same? Yeah, 100%.
Like I'll drop some double time shit, and then I'll drop some boom bap shit. And then I'm on the Southside tip, and then I might come back. The next one might be a grime track. Grime shit. So
that'll be hectic.
Stay tuned.
Well, it's always fun to experiment with your craft and mess around with it, Like, there's nothing that, you can't do. Just because people think you can't, you just do it.
That's right. Yeah, if you're versatile enough and you've, mastered your own craft, you be versatile enough, you can do it.
100%. And you got to change the times anyway. If you stay the same, you get stagnant.
No, I agree with that. 100%, definitely.
All right, bro. I'm going to leave you to it, lad. Thank you so much for coming on.
Bro. No, not a problem, mate. Anytime, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Hope to see you again. Have a good one.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Have a good one, bro.
And now, hey, on. I've actually got some bad news during that time live. I've actually got a message from Mr. Ism himself, and I've just got to show you.
This is DJ Ism representing Bliss and Essex from Sydney. I'm sorry, Commonclass, that we have to move this appointment for another time. Something's come up, but I'll talk about it next time we chat. Anyway, shout out to Sever, shout out to Alerts, peace and love and unity, motherfuckers.
And so, just my luck, when I finally get something good organised, Mr. DJ Ism himself had something come up. But that's sweet. He's going to be jumping in hopefully next weekend if all goes well. I'm going to keep in contact with him. And thanks all you guys for watching. I'm going to try to do this every weekend, trying a different group of artists. Hit me up in DMs if you got anyone that you'd want to see run live, if you want me to react, if you want me to talk about.